Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's card, I'm going to be creating this exact card, except the one I'm going to be making is a shaker card. So everything else on this will be the same except that it's going to be a shaker card. So let me go ahead and get started. For the supplies, I'm going to be using, most are memory box dies. This one is the Old Haunted House die. And this one is Ghostly Ghosts. Another one with ghosts, and this one is called Swirling Ghosts. And this is a die from Impression Obsession Dies. And I'm just going to use a tree out of that one. And the last one is Graveyard Landscape. These are lifestyle craft dies, and they're the rectangles. I'm going to be using these two sizes, although I do end up changing my mind later, so you'll see that. And this paper pad from American Crafts Pumpkin Patch, and this came out last year, so I'll go ahead and begin creating the card. What I'm going to do first is get all my dies out and start cutting everything that I need to cut out. This is what this die looks like, and this is the background lining that comes with it, and these are all the accessories to the haunted house. It's a really cute die, and I like all the details. I'm going to use this black piece of cardstock paper, and this is from Paper Tray Ink, and I just going to line up where I want my die to cut. This piece of paper is a bit larger than what I'm going to need, so I am going to be trimming it so that it will fit the size of my card. And for the background, I'm going to cut this in a yellow cardstock, and that's so that when I put this behind the die that you see above, through the windows it will reflect the yellow paper, which will simulate lights. Lights are on. And these are the accessories that I'm going to cut out in a dark gray. I'm going to go ahead and finish doing all this, and once I've got everything die cut, I will be right back. Okay, so here's what this looks like once it's die cut. I'm just taking care of the last little pieces on the windows. So I'm going to go ahead and start building my little haunted house here by adding or gluing on all the accessories. Alright, now here I am going to test out how I want this little ghost. As you can see from the previous card, I just had him standing in the front door because I had already glued the door. So this one, I'm just going to have him popping out from the door. I think that looks really cute. Okay, so I've set all that aside, and what I'm going to do is now create my sky. I'm going to be using the Copic airbrush system, and this is the sky that I will try and recreate. I don't know if I'm going to get the same result. I hope so. I'm starting with VO4, and I'm going to just start to spray. I'm going to speed this up because it does take quite a while to get to the point where I like it. So here I think that this is where I'm gonna stop, but you'll see. I decide to add more color to it because I don't like the way the stripes look. You could tell like it's a rainbow compared to the other one, so I'm gonna give it another try. So here I'm adding a little bit more of the purple. And I think I'm done, but off camera I go off and adjust this just a tad more. So I'm going to use this cardstock, black cardstock from Paper Tray Ink, and I'm going to score it at 5.5. This card will measure 5.5 by 4.25, and this is the direction that it's going to open. Here I'm using the Lifestyle Crafts rectangle dies to cut out the frame and that I'm going to be using to put in front of my card. So here's the frame all cut out. This is the middle piece of it, and here is the frame itself. And this is the pattern paper that I'm going to use from Pumpkin Patch. It'll be cut out doing the same form that I did to cut the frame. This is what I'm going to use to decorate the frame. I'm going to start to assemble the card now. I'm applying glue to the pattern paper, and this will go on top of the black frame. And now I'm going to apply a little bit of glossy accents to the edge of the back of the frame so that I can place the transparency on top of this. Now that that's completed, I'm going to apply these 3M foam strips around the frame, and I'm going to double stack them so that way whatever I decide to put in there, glitter or sequins, it's not going to get stuck. Now that that's completed, I am going to rub just a little bit of this powder from EK Success just around the edges. I don't think I aligned my adhesive strips perfectly well, so some of the adhesive was still visible, and I didn't want any of the sequins or glitter to get stuck. So I'm going to put that aside, and this is the final product. Okay, so I'm going to start placing everything down, and I'm going to start by gluing my tree down. Because I want it behind the fence, I've just placed this over here just so that I can get an idea where I'm going to want that. Okay, now I've rounded off all my little ghosts, and I'm going to use my Wink of Stella Clean Clear to just kind of go over them to give them a little bit of shine, and I do that to all of them. Now I'm going to grab one of the little ghosts, add a little bit of glue, and just place him behind the door opening. Just right there. I think that looks really cute. And I'm going to place this one right here. Just kind of haven't glued that house yet. I wasn't sure if I wanted it on the other side, but I think I'm just going to leave them where I originally had them. So now I'm going to grab the die cuts for the graveyard and just cut out the tombstones that I want. Using the Hero Arts Shadow ink in wet cement and this little spongy thing, I'm going to just kind of go over them lightly just to give them a little bit of dimension. Adding a little bit of glue to the back of each of the tombstones, I will be placing them in my desired positions, and I think I want this one right about here, and I'll go ahead and do the same to the rest. Okay, so here is what it looks like. I've placed one of the little ghosts behind one of the tombstones, and looks like I have an extra little one that I didn't need, so I think I'm just going to place this one over here. Okay, so now I'm ready to add glue to the back of this. I've pretty much set everything where it needs to be. I'm happy with the way this turned out. I'm just kind of pressing, making sure the glue sticks everywhere. Now here I'm just trying to get an idea of where I need to place the background in comparison to the frame. Using score tape, I will adhere the background to the base of my card. Okay, I think this looks fairly centered. So what I'm going to do now is just using the Wink of Stella in clear, just add a little bit of sparkle to the tree so that it looks a little spookier. And using this jumbo glitter from Michael's, that's where I got it from, it's the Halloween theme. I'm going to pour some of that on top of my image, and I kind of went out of it there. So I'll just take those out. I'll pour a little bit more. Now I'm ready to add the frame onto the card, and I'll just carefully try and place it so that it looks centered as well. And I think that looks good right about there. Well, I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out, although I'm not too sure how I feel about all this glitter that's got stuck right there by the fence. I guess it's okay. I still like the way it turned out. I went ahead and finished the inside off camera. I used the same pattern paper that I used for the frame in the front, and all I did is just cut 2 strips of that and then placed a piece of white cardstock in the middle. It's with this sentiment, just a spooky little greeting to wish you happy trick-or-treating, happy Halloween. And that sentiment came from this stamp set from My Thoughts Exactly. It's the same sentiment set that I remember telling you that it's no longer available, but look at all these sentiments. It's got a lot of stamps, a lot of them to choose from, so I apologize, but I still use all my stamps even though they're no longer available. Here I was just trying to see what worked, if I wanted to add another more ghosts to the outside of the card, but I think I'm just gonna leave it alone and just take these off and just leave it the way it looks, because I don't mind. So here's the other one that I made. I think they both turned out really nice, so I hope you liked the cards, and if you do, go ahead and thumbs up my video. I appreciate you for commenting and any feedback that you might have. And if you're still watching, it's time for a giveaway. So I'm going to be giving away this die from My Favorite Things, and it's called a Jumbo Kite. So if you're interested, go ahead and leave a comment on this video. I will announce the winner on Saturday. And if you're not interested, either way, you could leave a comment and just note that you're not interested in the giveaway. Either way, I appreciate you commenting, and thank you guys so much for watching.